Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you might be joining us from. I am HR Funk, and my pronouns are Marine, Corporal, Officer, Sergeant, and former Chief. I have been looking forward to this live stream this evening because there has been so much going on lately. It's only been 2 weeks since the last time I did a live stream, and back then I was still back down in Mexico. And since then, we've got a couple of big Supreme Court decisions. We've got some wacky YouTube decisions that I had in the video that I put up earlier in the week. I've got more stories to tell from Mexico. So I've been looking forward to getting together this evening and talking to all of you. And as usual, I'm just going to be going on and on. I'm going to be looking at the comments over here, trying to respond to you. I'll throw out my usual apology now. If I miss your comment, it's not because I'm trying to ignore you or I don't care what you have to say. That is not it at all. But I just start to get so many comments going up through here that it makes it very difficult to try to get each and every one of them. So if I miss it, again, I am sorry. If you can, try to repost it if you get the idea that I went past it, and I'll try to catch it when I can, but I really can't get all of them. So, wow, lots of stuff going on. And we've got so far, our chaplain, Rabbi, is here. Hot 8 is here. We've got Portable, Art Grote. I know that I saw Joe in here somewhere. And Taticus Legion 78. Rich Powers is here. Mr. Harry Lasagna is here. And I've already got some comments coming up. So what do we got here? Taticus Legion came back from a lovely 4 days in the mountains with the summer festival. All right, good for you. Sounds like a great time. And just going down through, seeing what we got here. Joe Morgan saying hi to everyone. The Grapple is here from France. Thank you for joining. Trevor Minton says, new subscriber, loving the videos. Thank you very much, Travis. Or excuse me, Trevor. Sorry about that. Glad you like the videos. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the sub. Jeff Bjorn is here. Glad you made it, Jeff. In the best Alfred Hitchcock voice, good evening. I don't think I can do Alfred Hitchcock very well. Let's see. Ken Tucker is here. Vic from Fallout from Czech Republic. Thanks for joining, Vic. And I've got my traditional Coke Zero here, and it is just Coke Zero, so don't be yelling at me about getting inebriated while I'm doing the live stream. This is just so my voice keeps working. James Wilkinson is here from Laredo, Texas. Thanks for joining, James. And Elaine's Domain made it. Glad you made it. I hope your wife's shoulder is doing fine. Hope she's sleeping well. Hope you didn't give her too much medication. I'm glad you made it. Chase Kelly, how are things? HR Funk, good to see you. Thank you. Very good, Chase. Had a great day today. Went to church first thing this morning. My wife I've mentioned this before. She's a deacon in our church, so she's serving as part of the service there. So went to church, got home, did some work around the house, jumped in the pool for a little while, and then I got out, made the announcement for the live stream. By the way, that's why my hair is kind of going everywhere. It's because I was in the pool earlier. And yes, I need a haircut. So all you jarheads out there, don't be yelling at me. I know. I need a haircut. I'll take care of that as soon as I can. Looking back over here at the comments, says Gleam Terrorist is here from South Alabama. Thank you for joining. Bino J says, going to need an explanation on this title for your live stream. I was in the pool earlier when I recorded it, or not when I recorded it, but I got out of the pool, came in and made the announcement for the live stream. I wasn't quite dripping wet still, but I was talking in the announcement about, maybe I would call it the Who's All Wet live stream or something. I just went with slippery when wet. So that was the reason for it. Nothing else. Let's see. We've got Peter Angles here, and he is talking about France. And Jesse Arroyo, from Riverside, California. Thank you very much for joining. I was in Riverside once in my life. When I got out of the Marine Corps, I came back to Riverside, went to Camp Lejeune, and processed out of the Marine Corps. That was the first time I processed out of the Marine Corps. Then I got recalled for Desert Storm, so I was back in. But I was in Riverside very, very briefly. I went to the beach while I was there, so that was my time in Riverside. And let's see, where are we here? We've got, oops, this just took a jump. D. Gilly says, good evening from Pennsylvania. Thanks for joining, D. Don't forget, Mr. Harry Lasagna says, don't forget to smash the like. Yeah, anybody wants to smash like button, anything else, by all means, do that. Jeff Tim is here from St. Augustine, Florida. Thanks for joining, Jeff. We got Bob here from South Dakota. By the way, a week from today, my lovely wife and daughter are taking off for South Dakota. They're coming out there again. They're going to be up at Belle Fourche, where they meet up with a paleontologist and they go out and dig for dinosaur bones. And I did that a few years ago. I would like to be able to go back again, but it's just, one thing or another. I've never been able to go back. But South Dakota is beautiful. It's a fabulous state. While we were there, I've told this story before. We went actually out of the state. We went over to Devil's Tower, looked around there. We came back. We went to the Badlands. We went to Mount Rushmore. So we saw all kinds of things. By the way, have you guys heard this flap about Mount Rushmore and the governor there wanting to do the big 4th of July thing, and the Federal Park Service saying she can't do that, or South Dakota can't do that? I think that's terrible. I feel bad for everyone in South Dakota. I mean, what better place to have a great 4th of July celebration than Mount Rushmore? So I just think that's unfortunate. Okay, coming back over to the comments here. Scott Crafton says, good evening from Alabama. Good evening, Scott. Boo Butt says, I'm on the trail in Dalton and I'm very wet. Has it started raining outside? I haven't looked for a while. The last time I was out there, it was not raining, but it may have started by now. I know it's been threatening rain all afternoon, so Moo, I hope you make it back in where it's dry pretty quickly. Rabbi says, is it immoral or unethical to shoot the leg off a squirrel to help out the dog? And that's the kind of comments I get from Rabbi, who I love, by the way. A great guy, one of the funniest guys that I have commenting on here. So thank you very much, Rabbi. And to answer your question, I have no earthly idea. Camp David is here from Washington. Thank you for joining, Camp. And Elaine's Domain, also from North Alabama. Rabbi, we want Mimi hosted poolside. She might make it. They're away right at the moment. I don't know if they're going to make it back in time that she can jump in here and give a couple of comments. I was hoping to have her this evening, but wait a minute. I heard a door. We might have a Mimi sighting here shortly, so everybody stay tuned. In fact, I hear her out there, so that's a good omen. Ken Coffin is calling me hippie. I know. This is my Elvis look. Believe it or not, when my hair gets really long, it starts to curl. So if you can imagine me with curls, that's what it looks like when it gets long. It has not been that long for many, many, many years. And Joe Morgan made it through 500 rounds for emergency use in his magazines for 2 ARs. Okay, good for you. Jeff Barron, last week was the Smith & Wesson Collectors Association annual symposium, so many amazing guns on display. I'll bet that was a lot of fun to see. Nathan Huxtable is here. Thanks for joining, Nate. And this thing just took a heck of a jump. So let's see. Nathan Huxtable, Slippery When Wet is the best Bon Jovi album. I agree. That was this was kind of a double meaning because I really love that album from Bon Jovi. In fact, I was driving in my Corvette yesterday and Living on a Prayer was playing over the radio. And something about driving in a Corvette, listening to Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer, life is just good. Take my word for it. Peter Angles was degrading France, nothing Germany. Okay. Wait a second. Okay. Nathan Huxtable says, lived in North Topsail Beach when I was a kid. I don't think I ever made it there. I was on Lejeune a couple of times. I was stationed at Cherry Point for a long time. I know where Topsail Beach is, but I just never made it there. We always seem to go to Atlantic Beach. Wait a second. Rabbi is giving something about a commie press dislike. Andy Kane is here from South Texas. Thanks for joining, Andy. Andy, I'm sorry. And Mr. Harry Lasagna, on that note, new 4K 6 movie set for Jurassic Park, and it just took a jump, and I lost that. It's available for pre-order from Amazon now. All right. Alan Buck, hello, Semper Fi to all my Marine brothers on here. Thanks for your videos. Thank you, Alan. I appreciate that. And Semper Fi to you. Jeff Tim, Mount Rushmore isn't that great. Definitely government project. I liked Mount Rushmore. When we went there, I thought it was cool. I thought it was great, sort of the story about it being built and to be able to see it and everything. I enjoyed it. Lane's Domain, raiding for 38 seconds. I saw there somewhere. Bino J, here in Ohio, just started raining. All right. Dan, I'm probably going to mispronounce your last name, Guertin, from North Carolina. Enjoy your videos. Thank you. Swisher Sweet Cigarillo, pouring in Parma. All right. Must be raining harder north of us. I don't hear it raining out there, but I can't see out the window at the moment, so maybe it is. Sergeant Major Trapp is here. Thanks for joining, Sergeant Major. And he's helping out Rabbi with that question about the dog. So thanks, Sergeant Major, for chiming in there. Ken Kaufman wants to see tonight's non-firing replica. I'm going to keep you in suspense for a little bit, Ken. I've got one, but it's going to take a little bit. And Rabbi, only God knows everything. I agree. Oops, wait a second. Took another jump there. Joe Morgan, I look like the Unabomber. All right. Peter Angles, it doesn't curl so much after it grays. I don't know. I haven't grown it out for a long time. In fact, I was a teenager before I went to the Marine Corps. The last time it was very long and started to curl. So I don't know what it would do these days. I don't think I'm going to try to find out. And some of you guys are talking to each other, so I'm just going to scroll down a little bit here. Wax Factory, check out the new channel, Tango Man Tactical. He's a God-fearing patriot out of Tennessee. All right, cool. Bino J initially stumbled on your channel when researching the M18, subbed and bought an M18. Great chat. Thank you. Thank you very much. Tactics Legion 78 says, said something. Where'd it go? Doing a quick search on Mount Rushmore thing. Celebrating was banned due to the combination of... Yeah, I know. That's what they were talking about in the news this morning. That's where I heard that. And I just think it's unfortunate that they can't have a big 4th of July celebration there. Rabbi, Corvette, a pool, and Mimi. I'd say that's a solid win streak. Yes, it is. And it was a long time coming. Let me put it that way. Now I lost my place. Okay, here we go. Peter Angles, House of Pain, you sent me the patches to the fat kid in my... All right. And I don't know if House of Pain is here. I haven't seen them yet. Are they here? Drew Bradley says, hey, boss, have you played with a Bursa Thunder 380 yet to compare it to the Walther PPK? No, I haven't. And I keep thinking about that. I keep looking at them, and I've just not picked one up yet. Sooner or later, I'll do that. But I'm pretty happy with my Balder. I feel like I sort of won the lottery with that thing because the Smith & Wesson produced Walders were so spiny in their functioning, and mine has been 100%. It's a great little pistol. It's everything I was always hoping that I would get with that. So I haven't rushed right out to get the Bursa Thunder yet. John Gibson, do you ever come to Jefferson County? I've not been there for a long time. I have been there but it's been a while. I don't get down to that part of the state a lot. Usually when I'm headed south, it's on 77 going on farther south to usually South Carolina, which is where Mimi's from. And we have to periodically travel back there or else she turns into a pumpkin. So normally when I'm headed south through Ohio, it's to continue going on farther south. And now I lost my place. John Gibson, or no, Shane Baker says, howdy to you, Shane. Dan Byers is here. Glad you made it, Dan. And some of you guys are talking to each other, so I'm going to go on past that. Wax Factory just picked up a Grand Power in 10 millimeter. What's your thoughts on a 10 millimeter auto? I like it. I think it's a great cartridge. I've got two 10 millimeter chambered handguns. I've got a Rock Island Armory 1911, and I've also got a Smith & Wesson 1076. And I look at the 10 millimeter as being kind of the auto pistol equivalent to the 357 Magnum. It's one of those cartridges that is just a general purpose, reasonably powerful cartridge for anything you want to do, whether it's, defense against large animals, if you want to do some hunting, if you want to do self-defense, whatever. It just does a lot of things very well. So I think the 10 millimeter is a great cartridge. Art Groats says it's sunny in Cincinnati. All right, so apparently the clouds haven't gone that far south. Cabergoon Cabulius, I'm probably not pronouncing that right, says, good evening, still watch your weight loss video of years past for inspiration. Good, and I hope that it helps you, and good luck in any endeavors along those lines you might be engaged in. JMB 1911 says, you are one awesome dude. No, I am not an awesome dude. I am just somebody that happens to have a YouTube channel. But thank you very much. Thanks for your quality content. You're welcome. And thank you for watching. And I got to throw this out now because I meant to put this in my lead off. It's not me. It's all of you. You guys make this channel. I have the greatest viewers on YouTube. And I think of this too, or I look at it as a thinking person's YouTube channel. I mean, this is the channel that people come to, when you look at some of the stuff I go into and I'm analyzing this or I'm testing that or whatever, once in a while we slay some sacred cows, or at least challenge some sacred cows. And, all of you come along with that, and, you think about it in the comments, you throw in your own ideas, and we go back and forth sometimes. And I just think that's great. And I love that. I tell people routinely that I have the greatest viewers on YouTube, and that's all of you. So thank you very much. And now I got to go back here and find out where I'm supposed to be. And I'm sorry, I'm jumping down past a bunch of comments here. So if I missed your comment, I apologize. Rabbi says, I'm about to splurge on an HK SP5, about $3,500. All right, cool. Good for you. And let me know what you think of it when you get one. Bino J, if you could recommend one 1911 for duty and range use, which would it be? You know what? It would be one that's currently not being manufactured. It would be my Smith & Wesson SW 1911 PD. That thing, I've had it for years. It's been drop dead reliable. It's lightweight. It's easy to carry. It's relatively compact for a 1911 platform pistol. And I just love it. I wish Smith & Wesson would bring that particular model back out. And Dan the Wolfman is here. How you doing, Dan? Says, hey, Howard, got a vid on what pistol I choose to carry at work coming next Saturday. And Saturdays after, okay, got a 4513 TSW, very cool, that you got to borrow for a bit. Check out the CS45 and 745. Or how I found you. All right, cool. Good for you, Dan, and everybody take a look at that and check out Dan's videos. And Dan, I've said this before, he's got one of the coolest names on YouTube, I think, because when you see him, Dan the Wolfman, he's a I'm not sure if you're still actively fighting MMA, but definitely former MMA fighter. You know, got the big, thick, dark hair and everything, and the Dan the Wolfman thing just goes along with it. So check out Dan's channel, and he's got some cool content, not only firearms but also martial arts related. And where are we here? The Graffle says, thanks for insights on Canic guns. Got myself a TP9 SFX Mod 2 with a mechanic red dot, and it's fantastic. Good. Good for you. Rabbi is apparently taking credit for either the content here or the quality of it or what have you. Tadix Legion 78 says, I was tempted to get a Springfield XDM Elite 10 millimeter on my vacation. Decided to wait until the 4th of July to buy. Okay. If you get one, let me know what you think of it. Trevor Minton says, the review on the Smith & Wesson 629 was how I found the channel. Purchased one. Also can't wait to shoot it. Good. Love the Smith & Wesson 629. And I think my, okay, this is going to be a, this is not the unfiring replica of the night, but this is my Smith & Wesson 629 mountain gun. This is my favorite one of the genre because it is so carryable, lightweight. I love the taper barrel that kind of harkens back to the Smith & Wessons of days gone by. And this one I especially love with Skeeter Skelton 44 special loads. It just makes a tremendous field revolver. Very much love that revolver, and it's one that's never going to leave my collection. And where are we here? And I just missed a bunch of comments. So again, if I miss your comment, I'm sorry. And I'm just going to have to kind of jump down here and pick up somewhere else. Brian Bridges says 10 millimeter is the best millimeter. Joe Morgan loves the Smith 629 too. Michael Fallon, what is your favorite 9mm self-defense ammo for carry? 115, 124, 147. I like the 124s. In 9mm, I'd like the mid-range weight, and same thing with 40 Smith & Wesson. I like the 160, 165 grains because I think it kind of splits the difference between velocity and bullet mass. And with both of those two cartridges, now with others like 45 ACP, I like the 230 grain. I like the heavier bullet, but with 9mm and 40s, I like those mid-range loads or mid-weight loads. And Wax Factory, the Winchester Elite Defender 10mm auto box. I have says 180 grain, moving at 1,240 feet per second from the muzzle. The round looks fancy, but it seems like a 40 power to me. Now, I've got some older Winchester silver tips that I found that are the ones 175 grain. Yeah, 175 grain 10 millimeters. And those things are moving right along. I've chronographed those, and I want to say they're at around 1250 out of the 1076 for a 175 grain bullet. So I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily discount those Winchesters because if they're anything like the silver tips, they're moving right along. Nathan Huxtable, thinking about a Ruger SR 1911. Any experience? I don't have any experience with the Ruger, so I'm sorry. I can't really give you much guidance on that. Rabbi says that was a fantastic replica. Yeah, well, those replicas, when you find good ones, it's important to latch onto them quickly. Peter Angles, try a 329. Never tried one of those. Never shot one. Shane A. Baker, what's the non-sharp pocket cutting object of the day? Non-sharp pocket cutting. Don't have any of those too close other than my non-sharp Swiss Army knife over here that's never too far away from me. So I guess that's the non-sharp pocket cutting implement. And this just took another big jump. So again, I'm just going to have to jump down here and see where I am. Nerd Gaming Nerd also asking about the non-firing replica. Okay, here it comes. Here comes the non-firing replica. Here it comes. You guys might have seen this in a preview that I posted this past week. This is a non-firing replica of a Cimarron Model P, which is supposed to be the closest replica you can get to the Colt single action Armory. And this one is chambered, non-firing, chambered for the 357 Magnum cartridge. So that's the non-firing replica of the evening. Watch for that coming soon in a future video. All right, where are we here? Justin S says, hi, HR. Any interest in pistol caliber carbines? Just picked up Ruger PC9. And it looks like you're very happy with it. Good. Yes, and I've featured pistol caliber carbines a couple of times in videos. I tend to gravitate toward the lever actions, but I also have a Keltec, sub 2000 chamber 40 Smith & Wesson that I like very much. I would like to add another pistol caliber carbine to my collection, but I'm having a hard time finding the one that I'm looking for. So if I do latch onto it, you'll see that coming in a video in the future. And this is just jumping like crazy. So I'm missing a lot of comments. I'm sorry. But I'm just going to have to go with where I am. Turner Sadler is here. And he says, Howard, how about a review of the Remington Model 8 perfectly in 35 Remington? I would love to. And I know that was used by Frank Hamer in the Bonnie and Clyde takedown. I would love to. I saw a Model 8 in 35 Remington in a gun shop probably, it must have been 15 years ago, and I wish I'd bought it. The price wasn't all that bad. If I ever get my hands on one, you'll see it in a video. I would love to shoot one. I would love to review it. I've got 35 Remington ammo for my Marlin that's chambered in 35 Remington, so just stay tuned, and if I get a hold of one, you'll see it, Gunny. William Barnett says, afternoon, Chief. Good afternoon, William. Joe Morgan likes the non-firing replica. A lot of people seem to like the non-firing replica. Oh, no, the rust gun. No, this is not the rust gun. Rhino says, hey, HR, I've been following the new H&R project. Think you'll pick up one of their A1s. I don't know. I'm not familiar with it, so I'll have to look into that and see what it is exactly. Sergeant Major Trap, 175 grain silver tip at 1250 was issued for personal defense weapon a long time ago. Still a favorite. Yeah, I like that load. I've got 3 boxes of it, and if I carry my 10 millimeter, one of them for defensive use, that's what I load in it. Shane A. Baker, like the look of the single action Army, but don't own one. Yeah, and that was me. That was me for the longest time. I didn't have one, wanted one. This one technically is on loan, but it's probably not going to end up going back. That's going to be another one of those. If my credit card doesn't just burst into flame, which it might the next time I get gas or something like that, then I will probably end up owning that non-firing replica you just saw. Steve Detweiler, any result with the video about the holster rigged? Yeah, here we go. All right, so I posted the video earlier in the week talking about the back and forth. Well, YouTube started doing a tag team because I started out with Dylan, then I got Mark, then I got, I don't want to mispronounce this person's name. It's either Lee or Lay, spelled L-I-E. So she was the third person. And she chimed in and said, I want to look into this, whatever. I've looked at all the emails and everything back and forth. So she was going to send it back to the higher ups again, have them relook at it, this and that. Well, she ended up, I think it was just yesterday, I got the response back from that. And she said, It was the same thing I got before. According to YouTube's rules, these videos, violate the ad friendly guidelines, yada yada yada. And then she sent me a list of the rules, which I've read numerous times, and I was reading down through these for the umpteenth time, and I got to the one that said something about magazines with capacity greater than 30 rounds, ammunition belts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, which I've always read as, like ammunition belt being for a belt-fed machine gun. And I stopped when I saw that, and I thought, wait a minute. Is somebody reading that as any cartridge belt that holds ammunition is an ammunition belt, and that's banned? I mean, theoretically, any belt that has a magazine pouch on it with magazines loaded with ammunition, or speed loader pouch, or any belt capable of holding ammunition, if they're interpreting that as a ammunition belt, then somebody is saying that's not permissible on YouTube. So my best guess at this point is that's what they were zeroing in on, and I think it's basically insane. But that's kind of where I am with that whole situation. It was just going round and round and round and getting the same answers from different people, at least purportedly different people that I'd gotten before. So that was how that whole thing ended. And Sergeant Major Trap has a Mint 35 Remington Model 81. Ooh, cool. Oh, and you traded it. Oh, too bad. Bob Boyd says, I've got an XDM 4.5. Okay, 4.5 inch, 10 millimeter. Really enjoy shooting it. Just ordered a SIG 320. All right, cool. And Joe Morgan is debating getting a second Taurus G series. Tactics lead to 78, the cost of 45 Colts, why I don't own a single action arm. And that's why I like this one, Chamber, for the 357, because I can shoot 38s, I can shoot 357s. I can load my own with cheap lead bullets. And that's one of the things I really like about that particular one. Dan the Wolfman is talking to Jeff Tim. Trevor Minton, a tank of gas is worth more than most vehicles nowadays. Yeah, I know what you mean. Rabbi says that holster scared the heck out of me. Come out from under the covers, Rabbi. Doggone it. Let's see. Rhino, basically the company that did the Brownells retro line, merged with PSA. Really? They'll be doing A1s, A2s, etc. Wow. All right. Under the old brand H&R. I'll have to look into that. That sounds interesting. And let's see. This just took a jump again. Sorry if I missed your comment. Peter Angles, don't worry. Tell them the belt identifies as a woman. Shane A. Baker, I'd never think a battle belt or cartridge belt would be classified in the same area as belt. Yeah, me either. I think that's ridiculous, but that's the closest thing I can come to making sense out of what they're telling me. Sergeant Major Trap, I feel the only logical excuse is those leftists demonetize your holster outfit as they feel some cow was murdered. Yeah, you'd think they'd like that because all the concern about cow flatulence and the environment and everything, but who knows? Bino J, what are your thoughts on a 380 ACP is still relevant? I think so. That's one of those things. If that's what you're carrying, it's better than nothing. I know of a situation in the city where I used to work where somebody was shot with a 380 and he was no longer a violent threat. In fact, he was no longer a resident of planet Earth for much longer after that. So they are certainly capable of being lethal. They are certainly capable of stopping an attack, which is exactly how this person managed to get himself shot. So I don't have a problem with the 380. It was imitation vegan leather. And I'm just scrolling down through. A lot of you guys are talking to each other, so I'm trying to find the next comment aimed at me. Steve Detweiler, wow, you asked specifically what violation the rules was, and they never answered you. No, they never say. And I asked specifically what image is or statements were in violation of the rules, and they never would say what it was specifically in the video that was in violation of their rules. They just kept citing the rules over and over and over again. And I'm just trying to get down through here, looking, trying to read these quick. Sorry, I'm just reading down through here. A lot of these are you guys talking to each other. Is Cal flatulence vaping for vegans? Maybe. Randy Adams 03. Let's see. If you see me, my Italian BM59 is better than your M1A. All right, all right. Andrew Valenta says the Ruger LCP Max is going to bring back the 380 or help bring it back. Maybe so. Lane's Domain, Chase Bank is opening finance branches in Mobile. So yeah, I'll bet. Rabbi, had a fat guy aggressively approach my vehicle, and all I had was a 380. Glad I didn't have to use it because it wouldn't have liked. I don't know. That person, upon stopping one of those bullets, might have lost all interest in you. Breathing is a tube violation. Ian says some commies don't care about the rules. It seems that way. Nathan Huxtable, HR and the gang, help me choose Philly cheesesteak or chicken. Wow. I would go with the chicken Philly, but that's going to be up to you. Did you address the new gun bill signed by Biden? No, I haven't talked about that yet. It seems pretty watered down from what it could have been. I haven't seen a lot of concern about it. I don't know. I guess my feeling on it is it could have been a lot worse. Jeff Tim, I still follow the history of the 36 caliber. It's been effective since 1851 Colt. 380 is slightly more powerful. Good point, Jeff. Thanks for throwing that in there. I hadn't thought about it in quite that way, but you're right. Andrew Peterman, what are your thoughts of the Fulton Armory AR-15? I've got one, and I really like it. My thoughts are they build a darn good AR-15. Sammy Boy, 5943, absolutely. Got that behind me in the safe you see right back there is my 5943, and that's another one of those handguns that's never going to leave my collection. McFasto is here, says hello. Hello to you. Drew Bradley says, for what it's worth, I've been shot twice. Holy smokes, Drew. Hope your luck improves. Both by 24 long rifle out of a pistol while doing repo work. I was lucky they nicked me in the love handles. All right. I'm glad that was all that was. And hit that through and through. I fear any round. Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't want to be shot by a BB gun, let alone anything else. HR, do you have a Dunham Sports in your neck of the woods? Yes. As a matter of fact, in Worcester, Ohio, it's probably 7 or 8 miles from where I live. We have a Dunham's there. And everybody's chiming in on the cheesesteak thing. Nathan is going with the chicken Philly. All right. Sergeant Major Trapp says, I have many friends here in Florida, many that have permits and Two of the most popular seem to be 380, 2-inch J-frame, and 38 special. Yeah, because they're the easiest to carry. I'm sure that's true. James Wilkinson, do you live anywhere near Alliance, Ohio? Alliance is about probably an hour east of me, maybe a little bit more. Whenever I drive over there, it seems like it takes me forever to get to Alliance. And I've not been there for a while. Chris Champo, what's your take on the IRS buying up a lot of ammo? The Biden administration is saying no more Lake City 5. Yeah, I heard that. That's one of those things that strikes me as so symbolic. It's going to do nothing, as we all know, to affect crime in any way. It's just something to pander to the potential voters as we come up toward the midterms. I think it's ridiculous. Andrew Valenta, what do you think of the new 30 Super Duper carry that Federal released? I'm not a fan of it. I mean, I don't have anything against it. If somebody owns it and you like it, it brings anything to the table that we haven't had with other cartridges for. I guess I'm just kind of ambivalent for carry. Now I got to find where I was again. Sammy Boy is from Columbus, Ohio. Thank you for joining. And my son actually lives in Delaware. He lived in Columbus up until just a few months ago. Now he's living with his wife in Delaware. So I get down to Columbus every now and again. Nathan Huxtable's in upstate New York. Ooh. Our governor publicly said she didn't care what the Supreme Court said. That figures. I feel sorry for you folks in New York. It's just, I don't know. Certain states, New York, California, Massachusetts, anyone that lives there who's a firearms enthusiast, you have my sympathy. Illinois. Chris Chiampo is a Floridian and carry a full-size 1911, which he's mentioned several times. Shane Baker is also in upstate New York. James Wilkinson, I'll be in that area next month. If you see General Lee, be sure to wave. I will. If I see you, I will be sure to wave. Dan the Wolfman says, newer female 2 times year type shooter, really a big gap between the 380 and 9mm super carry. All right. I'm trying to read this as it moves. Power reduced 22%. Been like this, i.e. powered more like a 38, 14 versus 17, 30 thoughts. I'm having a hard time deciphering all that, Dan, as this thing jumps up the screen. So sorry, if you shoot me an email or something like that, I might be able to give you a better answer. Sammy Boy, I want a Glock 17L or 34 with an optical. What do you recommend? I don't know. I feel like 6 of one, half a dozen the other, truthfully. Glocks are so similar. Probably the 17, just because it's been around for so long. You're going to have so much in the way of, holsters and one thing or another, they're going to fit it. But if you go with the 34, I don't think you're going to be disappointed with it. Randy Adams just checking in. Only like 3 days from 12 months. Okay. And just trying to sift down through here. A lot of comments that I can't really respond to. Major Traff is talking to Chris. Some talk about 30 super carry. Steve Detweiler says, I'm going to leave you with this. Why do bees have sticky hair? They use honeycombs. Oh, no, you're not leaving with that. Please tell me, Steve, you're not leaving us with that. Oh, my Lord. Rabbi liked his Glock 17 better than the 34. Steve Etweiler is going to edit a video. All right. Have a good time, Steve. Shane Baker, what Pro 2A groups do you recommend to people? I'm a member of the NRA. That's the only group that I'm a member, a lifetime member of the NRA. And I know that the NRA has fallen into disfavor over the recent years. I'm kind of hoping they drag themselves out of that, but I don't really have a problem with the other groups either. So I would say look into them, and whichever one you think best represents your thoughts and ideas, then go with that group. And what are we up to? 46 minutes. Probably go another 10 minutes or so. Usually run these things for about an hour. So if you've got something that I missed or a comment you want to get in or a question or whatever, be sure to get it up here and I'll try to answer it in the next, well, it looks like about 13 and a half minutes at this point. Dan just asking thoughts on 30 super carry. Could have filled a worthy niche and said almost, yeah. And that's kind of my feeling on it too. I don't feel like it offers anything that, we haven't had with, a 9mm or a 380 ACP or whatever for all these years. Like I said, I don't have a problem with it. If people want to purchase it and they like it and all that, that's great. But I don't see that it's doing anything for us or giving us anything that hasn't been around for a long time in terms of performance. Rabbi, tell us a story about Mexico. Okay, here's a great story about Mexico. When I did my live stream down there, I think it was 2 weeks ago today. I think it was the Sunday that we were down there. Unbeknownst to me, my daughter-in-law's father, and we were staying with her mother and father down there, who they have dual citizenship. I told the story back then. They have a home in Mexico. They have a home actually in Columbus, Ohio. But we were staying down there with them. And I keep wanting to call him my father-in-law. He's not my father-in-law. He's my daughter-in-law's father. Anyway, there's a singer down there whose last name is Solis, and his first name escapes me at the moment. But he's sort of like the Mexican Elvis Presley currently, very, very popular singer. In fact, one night we went, he owns a hotel/mansion in the city where we were. And we went to his hotel. We went to the upstairs rooftop restaurant bar. We had a drink, got some food up there. Anyway, there is an impersonator of this guy whose name is Fernando Solis. And kind of in a roundabout way, my daughter-in-law's father knows this guy, or at least has connections to him. So he hired this guy to come and put on a performance for us. And this is, my wife, my daughter, me, my son, his wife, her father, her mother. There's one or two friends, and then there were some like neighbors that were invited. That we had a concert, if you will, in their garage. And this guy, Fernando Solis, was phenomenal. What a tremendous time. I told the guy after he was done, I said, I've gone to huge venues and seen shows that were not as good as he put on. Now, the music was all in Spanish, so I didn't understand a lot of it, but the guy's voice was tremendous. The music was tremendous. My Lord, that was fun. Of course, the tequila, the mezcal, the Mexican beer, that was all flowing liberally. What a great, great time we had there. And that whole trip was just tremendous. I've never been south of the border before. never in any part of Mexico, and to go to Morelia and see everything we saw, it was just tremendous. I think I mentioned this in the last live stream. We went to the Catedral, which is the cathedral in the middle of Morelia that it's known for. And walking in there, this is, I think, a 15th century cathedral. And with the beautiful artwork, on the ceilings, the murals, there's gold finish on, all the different things around there. There's the small chapels off to the side. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I thoroughly enjoyed Morelia. It was just fabulous. And then the next day we took off, and that was the day we went to, oh shoot, I can't think of the name of the lake right now. Pátzcuaro, Lake Pátzcuaro. And we got on a boat, and if you saw it, I put a picture of this up on my what you call it, my community post. There's this island out in the middle of the lake that is just built up with all these shops and homes and little restaurants and things like that, all the way up to the top. And then there's this huge statue that is probably not quite the size of the Statue of Liberty, but it's a huge statue to a former president of Mexico. And you can go all the way up in the statue to, where you're up in his arm. So we went all the way up into his arm. We were looking out from there, and you can look back out over the landscape. It's just fabulous, fabulous time. And now to tie these two stories together, when Fernando Solis was doing his concert, he was doing a lot of singing to my 18-year-old daughter, coming up and basically serenading her. And he was wearing a hat, and he gave her this hat to wear, and she wore it the whole time. And I wish you could have seen the look on her face when this was going on. It was just, as a father, looking at his now grown daughter, it was a tremendous experience for me. And when he got done, then she gave him the hat back. Well, when I was on this island, I found a hat just like he had given her, and I took it back the next day and gave it to her as a gift. So I'll put that picture up on my community post. Maybe I'll do that tonight. Maybe I'll do that when I finish the live stream, so all of you can see that picture, because she looks fabulous with her sombrero on. But just great, great trip to Mexico. I can't express in words how much I enjoyed that, how much I appreciate my daughter-in-law, who I love to death, and her parents for letting us stay with them and showing us around Morelia and keeping us out of trouble. It's just a fabulous trip. And with all that, I'm going to have to jump back here now because I know I missed a ton of comments. And let's see where I am here. Chris Ciampo, did you see a lot of Colt 38 Supers? No. Most of the time when I saw firearms with the Mexican National Guard or the local police or whatever, I saw Glocks as sidearms. I saw a SIG. Actually, at the airport, I saw a National Guard officer carrying a CZ P09, so that was something a little different. I saw AR-15s. I saw M4s. I saw some HK rifles. What else? I actually saw one day they were driving by. They got the trucks with the mounts on the back, and there was somebody there with an M60 that was mounted on the back of the truck with a gunner right there as they were driving down the street. So I don't know who they thought they might have to machine gun, but whoever it was, they were ready to do that with an M60. So those were the main firearms that I saw whenever I saw someone carrying a firearm down there. Javier Soledad, thank you. That's the name I couldn't think of. That's the actual singer. And let me dive down through here. My favorite 10 millimeter 1911. Rabbi, we want hats too. Hey, I got my hat back here. so I can finish up the live stream wearing my hat from Mexico. This is my sombrero that I got down there, which I like very much. I got my boots over there off to the side, but I don't want to grab those right now. And let's see. Peter Angles carried 90 pounds of tequila back across. Not quite 90 pounds, but my wife has a taste for the tequila down there, and it is what's that stuff called? Oh, I can't think of the name of it right now. Anyway, she probably brought more tequila back across than she should have, but it's now here at the house. And we also got a couple of cigars while we were down there. We got some nice little Nicaraguan cigars that I like very much. We got one or two Cuban cigars, so I finally got a chance to try a Cuban cigar. And I got to tell you, I had a Romeo y Julieta, and it's compared to the ones that they have from the Dominican Dominican Republic, and the ones they have from Cuba. I just didn't notice that much difference. So maybe I just didn't try the right Cuban cigar, but I didn't. I wasn't just blown away by the Cuban cigars. Badges, we don't need no string of badge. Drew Badley, Indiana Jones hat. Not quite. It's a little wider than the Indiana Jones hat, but I don't know. I kind of like it. You guys will probably see this in a video coming. When I do the non-firing replica of the Colt Single Action Army, I may well be wearing this hat. But somebody already yelled at me and told me not to do my Texas accent, so I won't do that. Let's see. Tactics Legion 78 can use super glue, fix a nylon holster. The stud tab pops onto fell off. That's what I get for buying a $20 holster. For $20, it's worth a try. You can try to super glue it. Randy Adams likes the hat. Thanks, Randy. Are you still thinking about a meetup this year? I would love to. I just don't know how to go about pulling that off. And if I can come up with a way, I'll let everybody know. Nathan Huxtable, the aged tequila is amber color. We've got some of that. We've got some of the amber color, and we got some of the clear tequila. Lane's domain says the brim is too wide. Really? I don't know. Keeps the sun out of my eyes. Which, when I was down there, I was wearing this thing a lot because for that very reason, just keeps the sun out of my eyes. Let's get a sample of Texas accent. Well, partners, I tell you, if I talk in my Texas accent, then I just don't know if I'm going to be able to do it for too much longer while I'm having this here live stream. But this is more or less what my Texas accent sounds like. And now everybody from Texas is like clicking out of the live stream, getting out of here as fast as they can, thinking this guy's an idiot. Crumbly Q says you look like a St. Bernard rancher from Yachan. Well, I was in Yachan. If that makes any difference. Let's see. Chris Champo says, don't know about using that hat. You may be mistaken for a water bottle desperado. That's always possible. He sounds like a Texan that ate a lot of paint. The Texas accent was pretty bad. I know. It's my best try. Sounds more like Oklahoma, Ohio, in Florida. Not even close. Maybe it would pass for Oklahoma. All right, everybody, we're at the 1 hour mark, and it's probably about time for me to wrap things up here. So, thanks to everybody from joining. I hope you had a great time. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Thanks to the absolute best viewers on YouTube. I always like to throw that in at the end of my videos. You all make the YouTube experience for me. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate the interaction. I said earlier in this live stream, this is the Thinking Person's YouTube channel, and all of the ideas and thoughts and everything you bring to the channel, I appreciate. To my channel members who actually contribute monthly to the channel, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You help financially make all of this possible. I could not do it without your help. To everyone in the industry that has helped me out by supplying products and giving me information and all of that, thanks to all of you. I can't say thank you enough. I've said this before. I don't really think of myself. I hate it when people talk about my viewers as followers, because I have this mental image of me like marching through the desert with these mind-numb people behind me that are whoa, following, and that's not at all. I think so much more of all of you than that. You are viewers. You are people who take time out of your life to notice anything that I'm talking about or showing on YouTube. And I value each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. This coming week, I hope to have a video up on Wednesday, although I don't have it recorded yet. So it's going to depend a little bit on my time as to whether or not I can get something done. I've got a lot of irons in the fire. Hopefully I can get more stuff up. If we go by or go past a Wednesday or a Saturday and you don't see a video, don't worry. That just means that I had too much going on and I wasn't able to get anything up that week. So thanks again to all of you. I look forward to hearing from you in the comment section on the videos, and have a great evening, a great rest of the weekend, and I'll see you again soon. And until then, good shooting. Bye-bye.